Okay, remember, you're smart enough, you're good enough, and gosh darn it, people like you. Hello Pokeposse, I'm PokeTube Tyler, and welcome back to the PokeTube Studio, the channel that gives away a graded Pokemon card every single month. And today we're going to be talking about the top 10 rarest and most expensive cards going into the new year of 2023. But before we get into that, I just want to remind you that our last giveaway of the month for the graded Pokemon card just came out last Saturday, so go check it out. We're giving away this band art here in America, graded by TCGC. So go check out that video. It's my last video that just came out on Saturday, and get entered in on that. And just a friendly reminder, I do have memberships open. If you want to get linked up, go hit that join button or go to the link in my description below. They actually just found out the next month's graded Pokemon card, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. In my opinion, it's a doozy. So you get a little bit of perks and you get some early access to some stuff, so go check out the membership if you want to get into that. But now let's get into the top 10 rarest and most expensive Charizard cards in the year of 2023. All right, so all this information is actually coming from this, they're called Card Collector, I believe it is, Card Collector out of the UK. So all this information has come with them. If you do not agree with the cards that they put in the top 10, don't take it up with me, take it up with them, all right? Be mad at them, not me. I didn't make this list, but I'm gonna go off this list. They said they made this and they updated it, and supposedly these are gonna be the most expensive and rarest Charizard cards going into 2023, and you'll probably know some of them, so just want to throw that out there. All right, at number 10, they have the 1997 Pocket Monsters Cardos Charizard holographic. It's the Prism version. So now this one's pretty cool. I think this is the second Pokemon cards ever made, right after Top Sun. Beautiful card. It's, I believe, the last one sold in a PSA 9. They say was sold for 1,227. So I gotta imagine if you got a 2000 or a PSA 10, it's gonna be roughly looking at probably about $10,000 right now. So that's pretty good selling if you ask me. But yeah, like I said, these are the second Pokemon cards ever made, before like Nintendo and Wizard of the Coast started making them right after the Top Sun cards. All right, at number 9, we have the Reverse Celebrations Charizard, and this one is really cool. Now the reverses from the Legendary Collection. They were kind of like a firework theme, and they came out. The Legendary series came out in 2002. So a lot of you may not know about it if you're in the younger crowd like me. But I remember when in 2002, and I was only 13 years old. Man, I was stoked about the Legendary Collection and these firework cards. I still need to get some in my collection, to be honest. I had a huge collection when I was a kid, and unfortunately, as you get older, parents decide that you don't need Pokemon cards anymore, and they get rid of them for you. Tell your parents not to do that if you're still younger, but tell them that, these are going to be worth a lot of money nowadays. But the firework look from the Legendary Collection came out in 2002. That Charizard is absolutely amazing. PSA 10, let's see what they're saying price wise. They're looking at they don't have a price on here, but I gotta imagine the PSA 10 is probably at least a cool, like, if I had to put a number on it, probably roughly around $6,000 to $8,000. So pretty nice little card there. All right, number 9. First edition Dark Charizard holographic, Team Rocket, year 2000. Man, this was a cool card. I still remember I had a holographic Venusaur base set, and I actually traded it for a Dark Charizard with my friend for that Venusaur. I had the base set Charizard. I needed the Dark Charizard. One of my favorite Charizards ever. It's just such a cool set. The Team Rocket set and the Team Rocket and the Team Rocket Returns are my two favorite sets ever. So the Dark Charizard was a pretty big deal to me. Came out in 2000, right after the Jungle and the base set, original base set. So, and then followed up by the Gym Heroes and base set 2 and stuff like that. Or base set 2, I think, and Team Rocket actually came out around about the same time, and then followed up with the Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. But very nice card, first edition Dark Charizard, and a PSA 10. Let's see what they say it's selling for. They said a PSA 10, the last PSA 10 sold was for $7,000. So that's a pretty good deal. All right, let's go to number 6 though, or number 7, I'm sorry. Base set unlimited holographic Charizard. Now I've had a couple of these. Hopefully I'll find some pictures of them and pop them up here. But the last PSA 10 recently sold for $14,100. Not first edition, sorry, base set unlimited. So unlimited was, they first came out with first edition Shadowless, and then they came out with Shadowless, and then after they really saw Pokemon taking off in the States, they came out with unlimited, meaning there was not first edition, not Shadowless, but the PSA 10 unlimited last sold for $14,100 in a Gem Mint PSA 10. That's ridiculous. I had a TCGC 9, and I felt like that was pretty good, but 10, man, I would love to have a 10 in my collection. Like I said, I did have a couple of these come through in my possession. I had a TCGC 9, and then I had the CGC 8, so I had some pretty good unlimited Charizards, but never was able to get a 10. That's okay. That's okay. All right, number 6 is a 2002 Neo Destiny First Edition Shiny Charizard. Neo Destiny came out in 2002 in the States, and it introduced shiny Pokemon. There was the shiny Charizard, the shiny Noctowl, shiny Raichu. There was a few that came out, and they were amazing. And the shiny Charizard was probably the top shiny card that you could get from this set. The last PSA 10 sold for $20,250. Now, I've never owned a shiny Charizard, much less a first edition shiny Charizard, but that is absolutely insane and such a beautiful card. I absolutely love this card. The way that the Charizard is like kind of flying away from you, and it's all dark. It's super cool, super nice Charizard, and I absolutely love it. And I love the Neo lines, and I love that they started with the shiny Pokemon in Neo Destiny. That probably Neo Genesis is my favorite set from the Neo line, but Neo Destiny is a close second. All right, and I only like Neo Genesis mostly because that Lugia, to be honest. All right, number 5, we're looking at the Top Sun Prism Charizard. So this one is definitely worth a good deal. The Top Sun was the very first Pokemon cards ever to be made. I actually have right here the Top Sun holographic Mewtwo, created by TCGC in a 6.5. This is the only holographic Top Sun card I have, and I absolutely love this Mewtwo. I had to trade away a base set Charizard for it, but you know, I don't regret that decision ever. Top Sun were the first cards, or the first company ever to make Pokemon cards. Absolutely beautiful looking cards, and the Prism holographic holofoil Charizard is probably the best card from the Top Sun series. If you actually haven't seen it, PokéRev actually just opened up a full booster box of the Top Sun cards, and they came out in 1995, the very first ones ever, and they only came with 2 cards per pack and some gum. You actually ate the gum, so go check out that video from PokéRev if you haven't seen it. Yeah, but it's an amazing card. Let's see what they say. The last PSA 10 they said sold for $25,000. Wow. Top Sun Charizard, beautiful card. Hopefully, maybe one day I'll even be able to get my own hands on one. That would be amazing. Top Sun, I'm a huge fan of the Top Sun cards just because, like I said, they were the first company ever to start making Pokemon cards. And plus, they look good to go with my Mewtwo right here. All right, number 4. Ooh, another good one. We're looking at a card from Skyridge, the 2003 Skyridge holographic Crystal Charizard. Now, I think Leanheart actually just pulled one of these not too long ago. Beautiful card. Another card, again, of course, I've never had in my collection. I've had a lot of Charizards in my collection, but these are all the big hitters. It says the last PSA 10 sold for $25,300. Now, Skyridge was the very last set that Wizards of the Coast actually ever produced. And then after Skyridge, it switched over to Nintendo here in the States anyways. So that's a big deal and a big card. The very last Charizard that was made by Wizards of the Coast. So that's a really big card. And again, $25,100 in PSA 10. If you got that in your collection, good for you. You got a good paycheck coming your way, possibly. And even if you hold it on to it longer, even better. All right. Now coming in at number 3 is the 1999 Shadowless base set Charizard. And I actually have one of these on their way to me. I'm going to get it graded. It's definitely not going to be a PSA 10. The PSA 10 is what they're going for. There was a SGC 10 recently sold for $31,211. $31,211 for a SGC 10, which I actually have some cards graded by SGC. I gotta reach all the way over there, so I'm not gonna grab it, but it's not a Shadowless Charizard. And this Charizard that's on its way of the Shadowless is probably honestly just gonna get a 1, but I got a good deal on it, so I jumped on it while I could. But a PSA 10, I gotta assume, is probably getting closer to even $50,000 for a PSA 10 Shadowless base set Charizard. So Shadowless came out right after first edition Shadowless. They had the first edition Shadowless that was the first introduction into the first edition Shadowless base set. First edition Shadowless base set was the first introduction to Pokemon cards here in the States. And then they came out with the Shadowless that did not feature the first edition symbol, and then it was unlimited. So Shadowless is pretty much some of the oldest cards here in the States. All right, number 2, we're looking at the 1996 Japanese base set Charizard. No rarity symbol. That is important because if it has the rarity symbol, it's not going to be in the top 10. It's in a PSA 10. I would say that a regular one probably sells for like probably about 10 grand if you're lucky. But the 1996 base set Charizard, no rarity symbol. So this is like the very first time they started base set in Japan, and they didn't have rarity symbols on them yet. So that means it's not going to have that little star down there telling you that it's rare. So the last one, which was a PSA 9, recently sold for $57,877. So my guess in a PSA 10, you're probably looking around maybe 80, 90,000, maybe even stretching to 100 grand for a PSA 10. That is insane freaking money. And a lot of times you can go and buy these no rarity symbol Charizards. You can find them because a lot of people don't realize that it's a no rarity symbol. You can get a really good price on it. Just wanted to throw that information out there for you all. So yeah, now you're all gonna go look on eBay. I'm just saying. I'm gonna have to go look before this video comes out. Just kidding. All right, the no rarity symbol Charizard in a PSA 10, my guess it would have to sell around 80 to 100 grand easy. If a PSA 9 is selling for 57,000, I would say a PSA 10 you're 80 to 100 grand. It's absolutely crazy. Now, at number 1, we probably all know what it is. We're looking at the first edition Shadowless base set Charizard. Now, I had a first edition Charizard base set in Spanish in my collection. I had that go through my hands, and I got it graded through TCGC, and it came back as a 5.5. So, wasn't the greatest condition, but to own at one point anyways, a first edition base set Charizard was pretty absolutely freaking amazing. But the thing was, first edition came out in every single language besides Japanese. Japanese was the only one they did not have a first edition because it came out in 1996, and they didn't know that was going to be the case. And now they make first edition pretty much in most sets in Japanese. But in English was the only one that was shadowless. So every other first edition in any other language was not shadowless. It was like the unlimited. It had the shadow, but it had that first edition symbol on it still. But in English was the only set to be first edition and shadowless. And the last PSA 10 recently sold for $420,000. Absolutely freaking insane. I mean, obviously most of every Pokemon collector, especially two creators, their main goal ever is to get a first edition Shadowless Charizard. You still see some of the bigger creators trying to open up heavy first edition packs, trying to pull one. I think it'll always be the big honcho for when it comes to Charizards anyways. Obviously, the most expensive card in the world is the Pikachu Illustrator card, but the first edition Shadowless base set Charizard in English is always gonna be probably the most expensive and rarest Charizard of all time. Yeah, $420,000 for a PSA 10, and honestly, you could easily reach probably to 500,000, maybe even 600,000 if you find the right buyer and how desperate they are. I mean, you know what I mean? Because people don't want to just give those up anyways. So if you want to get one, you're gonna have to pay a pretty freaking penny for a PSA 10 anyways. Even a PSA 1 first edition Shadowless Charizard, a PSA 1 still sells for about $3,000 to $5,000. So that's just absolutely insane. That means that PSA 1 is gonna be the worst condition of them all, and they still sell for $3,000 to $5,000. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I just wanted to make this video before we got too far into 2023. I found this article and I thought it was super cool, and I wanted to just kind of put my own little twist on it, make a video on it. Again, I'll have the link in the description to this website that I got this from in my description below if you want to go check it out and read it yourself. But I thought it was a really cool idea for a video. Anyways, I hope you like this video, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Only 17% of you are subscribed that are watching this. That's crazy. Give this video a like and thunder punch that notification bell.